Yes. Well, if it isn't the shut up for a second. If it isn't the Go Off Kings chat, hello and hail and well met, chat, and welcome
my
to.
friend, I believe I am doubled.
Joe Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
Everything is. Why?
And what is doubled? Also, what is a chat?
Joe Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
Hang on. What? What is this?
That's quite all right, my friend.
Come again?
This is the smartest hat I own. That's why I'm wearing this hat. So,
Yes, I think you'll find now all is.
it's actually smart to wear a hat. If
Yeah.
What's going on under the hat looks quite horrendous indeed.
My auto.
Poochie, thank you for the raid, my friend.
Yes.
Stinky farts that kill you. Well,
Oh dear. Oh dear.
ponytail suck down toilet. I believe
dear.
there was another newspaper from earlier as well, potentially.
Why did the normal thing of you farting go up on the screen at that time, at that particular time as well?
I think because the $4 amount, and you know what? I can fix that right now, my good friend, my dear boy. It looks like Joey's brain. It looks like that's Joey's brain.
Indeed.
You made that. I thought it was
Indeed.
graphic.
And welcome. Does this
Didn't
say
make that.
penis boob? Welcome.
I
penis
say. I say.
Boob. Ah.
Stefan, I think you mean penis breast.
Joe
Well,
Pesci as a
I was
scholar of
simply
the
reading
streets.
what came up in the chat.
My dear lady, surely you refer
my
to.
dear lady.
You never told me what a chat is.
Well, after this, after this
indeed.
piece, perhaps we'll regale you with.
And fart. Welcome. Thank you.
Nah.
I'm here one more. Y'all have a good one.
Oh, our colleague.
Go for a ride. We'll be here for a few minutes.
Professor
I'm headed out the door. Y'all dig it?
Thank you, Rubber Alf.
About this.
How are you, my good boy?
Albert Einstein. I believe we went to college with him, my dear boy.
Yeah, I believe I remember my dear boy Albert Einstein flunking out of college
Yes.
when I was there.
He was too smart for. Well, he was too stupid for college compared to us. We were too smart for college.
Well, I quickly left college due to being quite bored.
Of the streets.
And welcome back, Purple Bitch 2.
And I didn't say doo-doo. Is that my favorite sport I do here?
I believe it is, my dear boy. Jesse Einstein, welcome. Thank you to producer Dan, who is the smartest Italian person that I know. And worst idea ever, welcome. Thank you, leftist horseman.
Don't you just... doesn't it make you feel even more, have more smartness listening to those...
I feel
I
so
pooped my
intelligent, my
pants.
good friend.
I went poo-poo in my pants. Jesse, I pooped my
What?
pants.
No.
I went poo-poo in
Why
my
is
pants.
what now? Why is that? What could that? Whatever could that be, my dear boy? Jogus, welcome back. Thank you.
Seems to be
Joe Pesci
an error.
scholar of the streets.
Well, even the smartest among us make mistakes.
That reminds me of being among Indeed. Well, of course. Indeed.
Welcome to the
Indeed.
Big Dump.
That looks really good.
Thank you to our friend Bogan Broom.
I'm going to try doing smart face. Hang on.
Okay. For the wonderful newspaper alert. Oh, wow. You look like you're thinking about something smart.
As a scholar of the streets.
Ethics, perhaps?
God doesn't put Jesus. Welcome back. Bogan Broom, thank you so much, my dear boy.
Incredible job, my dear boy.
My
Now,
dear boy.
tonight, of course, is Smartness Night.
The smart stream.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
Oh.
Dolor sit amet, consectuor edipiscing illit, sed du ius tempor incididunt ut labore et dolore magna aliqua. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. Food for thought, is it not?
Welcome,
Edipiscing illit, sed
Dr. Neil
du
deGrasse
ius
Tyson.
tempor
A pleasure, Liker. Thank you
incididunt
for the
ut
tier
labore et dolore magna aliqua.
What? What was that?
Why, it's
Indeed.
one of the finest texts of our generation. Lorem ipsum.
Indeed.
I read it from time to time.
This is as intelligent
Indeed.
as you are.
Quite so. Quite so.
Now, what's this?
Ah,
We
indeed.
cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we
You
used
fart
when we
sounded like
created them.
Macarena.
Montgomery Kessler was at the top
Imagination
of his
is
class.
more important than knowledge.
How did this happen?
But all it took was
what is
one
happening?
little slip. Joe Pesci, as a scholar of the streets,
You know, this is my life.
to bring him face to face.
Oh, is this an adaptation of Hamlet?
Don't burn any more pages.
I don't believe no, I don't believe.
Television?
One page.
Not that I can recall.
Pages and at least
Indeed.
There are 83 pages. How?
you really hit my thesis. Get it tonight. I'll talk him into giving me
Albert Einstein Gaming, welcome, my dear boy.
Great job of talking into things so
That gentleman seemed to be in the bar.
Don't let me catch you wearing any of my things.
I have a plan. I'm taking him to Social Security. I'm going to get him disability benefits, all right?
G-O-B. E-F-P-H-I-K. I'm sitting here.
What a lout.
What do you think I have?
Indeed.
Spontaneous combustion.
Thank you, Mr. Dumpster.
I still don't think I'm human.
I'm sorry that the newspapers. Well, but it's all too common in this day of age, isn't it? The newspaper's covered up by none other than the media variant in itself.
And film. Yes.
Quite so.
Oh,
Quite
well,
so, Jesse,
it's
quite
indeed.
so.
Students,
Quite
Indeed.
a reason to open their hearts
If a woman
Indeed.
is willing to give you her love, it's the greatest gift in the world.
and their minds.
I'm sorry, it's covering me up and not you guys.
Don't worry about it, my dear boy. Indeed.
Not to worry, my dear boy.
Joe Pesci, Brendan Fraser,
Joe
Moira
Pesci.
Kelly, with honors.
I knew once we got to know each other, we'd hit it off famously.
Noise ordinance, welcome. Thank you, Rubber Alf Torso.
A scholar of the streets himself.
Indeed. Indeed.
Wonderful. Hey,
Joe Pesci.
thank you
as
so
a scholar
thank you so
of the
much,
streets.
everybody, for that. We're working towards a goal that's really quite nice. So thank you, and sorry for the newspapers being covered there. We'll get you back, and thank you, Fart. Sounded like Macarena for the wonderful.
Now,
Okay,
it's
the
still
images.
playing me.
It's
what?
It's still playing the rocket like version of me.
Yeah, turn that off.
Well, so I think I did. I think it should be off now. I believe it should be off. Now, did someone? I must know, my dear boy. Did someone
There we
tip
go.
$6.50?
Almost certainly.
Ah, indeed. Sleeps with hat on. Welcome. 6 months.
Well,
welcome back.
okay.
Thank you.
Well, it would be difficult for me to at this point because I wouldn't be able to submit the same headline, of course.
Ah,
My dear
indeed.
boy.
Well,
So-
but the 650 is for our dear friend Einstein, I believe.
Oh, Einstein it is. Well, that should be.
Yes. Let me take a look, my dear boy JF.
Well, what if this?
See.
What if this?
Now, JF, should we be hearing something? Right?
As a scholar of the streets.
Did you not hear that?
Joe
I
Pesci.
heard
as
it
a
at the
scholar
beginning
of
and then not.
streets.
No.
for the rest of it.
Joe
B&B,
Pesci
welcome
as a
back. Thank you
scholar
so
of
much.
the streets.
Snarf, welcome. Thank you, Spence.
Well, as y'all know,
27 months, welcome back. Thank you, Hubble.
I'm about ready to
for checking in on Professor Dwayne.
delete this account because I don't like whenever time I like somebody, like their videos, I get
Well,
Unwatchable content, welcome.
But it-
Thank you, Anonymous.
but I believe our colleague raises a good point.
Oh, indeed.
Quite well said, I would say. Quite well said.
Thank you, Mr. Sat on Nuts on purpose.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed.
I have an interesting comment in the chat here from one Deuceru saying
that's-
it's almost closer to a polite nice,
that
whereas, of
down.
course, a true intellectual would know that it is very
As a scholar
smart
of the
to be
streets.
polite.
Smart.
No,
It's
indeed.
smart.
Equations, welcome. Some of my favorite things, JF.
Well, I was just studying some equations earlier as well.
Such
I
as?
say. Well, take even the most basic of equations you can even fathom with your mind. And I was practically, well, it's an exercise I do to calm down when I'm feeling overstimulated. I'll take an equation and I'll rotate it in my own mind and just...
I actually found I find all equations to be rather simple to the point of being no.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
I didn't like when he was asked that. He's simply motoring in his automobile. And next thing, and you know,
As a scholar of the streets.
a simple condiment?
Joe
That would almost
as a
imply that,
scholar of the
you know, people of
streets.
our caliber were eating sandwiches, which, of course, we'd never deign to do.
Oh, I never.
The
Valkyrie,
true sign
welcome.
of intelligence
And college
is
dropout,
not
welcome.
knowledge, but imagination.
But knowledge is very important
As a scholar of the
also, I find.
Remember when
thank
David
you,
Brooks took someone he said was poor to an Italian sandwich shop, and he was like, "Oh, they got really overloaded by there being like soppressata on the menu, and so I had to take them to
That
like
was
the,
so
the
sad.
dipshit store,
Yes. That was
like
so sad.
Chipotle or whatever."
That would never happen to us, of course.
No, of course. It's to me, it's trivial to know what soppressata is.
Of course.
Humor and intelligence are correlated.
Hmm.
In fact,
Yeah.
comedians in particular score higher on IQ tests.
Ah,
That's
Ah.
because
Indeed.
humor involves not only processing information, it takes
Ah.
finding the odd angle and perfect timing, as well as higher
Ah.
verbal intelligence.
indeed.
Ah.
Elizabeth Smart, welcome.
I've noticed that
Aristotle,
as
welcome.
I've noticed that as
Thank you,
well.
Randy.
Some of our brightest minds are masturbating on potted plants and stuff. So I think that's genuine. That's truly amazing to see that it's
indeed.
borne out in the literature as well.
And thank you for the tier 2. My bolt-ons are blessed by Christ. Thank you.
Joe
And
Pesci as a scholar
Unk
of the
tolerates
streets.
lactose. 34 months. Welcome back.
Unk
Thank you.
does.
And thank you, Nick. Thank you so much.
Unk does. Now,
And Tom, welcome back. 55 months. Indeed.
now we do have a few things to get to. First, we can explain that our experiment will be. We're looking forward to our experiment.
It's going to be very. It's going to be very exciting.
Well said. I'm looking forward to, when it comes to the experiment, I'm looking forward to the abstract, the experiment itself, probably, then the results of the experiment.
Ah, my dear boy, perhaps room for a method in there somewhere?
No, this is why the men do the science. Of course, there's no method. We just do it, and stuff happens. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's something that's
Quite interesting. Quite an interesting proposal there from my colleague.
And welcome, stupid shit ass. Thank you, Rubber Elf Torso. Thank you. And the farting Duke, 65 months. Welcome back. Indeed. Now, why did this happen?
What is this gentleman doing?
I believe this shouldn't be happening. Thank you, texting landlord. Good night.
That's interesting.
But this is an experiment of sorts as well.
Well, in many ways, yes. But well, you start with
Misogynistic for real. Welcome. Thank you, the paranoid office farter.
Hypothesis.
Yes. Yes, I almost said hypotenuse.
No, please continue.
Or hippopotamus, one of the most dangerous animals in the entire world.
It's often said.
And welcome, duh. Thank you, Googling
Joe
Amy Rose
Pesci
again.
as a scholar of the
Now,
streets.
what should have happened there, of course, as we all know,
Joe Pesci as
we
a
should have been
scholar
able
of
to
the
both
streets.
hear and see. Oh, not this. That's not anything. What is that?
Indeed.
Stefan and I in the middle of debate there. Quite an intellectual debate, I expect.
What do you think you'd be? What would be the topic of debate?
Oh, probably the sort of some of the deepest questions of our universe, my dear boy.
Well, such as
Feces versus urine.
Oh, who you got?
Well, my dear boy, I simply must go with feces.
But the true gentleman genius knows that one simply has to go for the unlisted option of cum.
Oh, simple rational thinking will not get you very far in this debate, my friend.
As we call it here, smart guy juice, of course. Brain success. Welcome. Thank you, Anonymous.
There seems
Cybertruck injury lawyer. Welcome. Thank you, texting landlord.
There seems to be an error in the code. Of course, as you know, Stefan, I'm a big booster of STEM in our schools, and I think it's so important to learn all of the stuff that STEM stands for.
Well, as I remember going to college with you, you were a big booster of STEM then, whenever you bought marijuana.
Oh, yes. Well.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Simply to fix the coding here. Yes, I believe.
Indeed.
I believe I believe it's finished now.
Lucky for me, I learned to code instead of learning something very stupid and useless like writing.
Oh, writing.
It looks like a weird guy has pooped. And I believe a barrel was pogging earlier. I saw something about this in The Economist.
What did our friends in The Economist have to say about it? I have to know. My subscription has recently lapsed.
It was honestly quite trifling, JF.
I think they said something about China being on the rise.
Indeed.
Oh, heavens.
Quite.
Let's watch that...
Thank you, Jarfman. Thank you, Amy Rose.
Thing we were going to do.
Used at a crossroads.
The rest of your
indeed.
thesis is as intelligent as you are. Joe Pesci, as a scholar of the streets.
Now, for those of you who aren't aware, this is widely renowned as the smartest film of all time.
Of Harvard, Montgomery County.
Too true. Thank you so much, texting landlord. Good night.
Smart idiots, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous. And I believe this is doubled, but that's because it is such a good movie. We want you to hear it twice.
The true scholar knows that to hear something is to hear it twice.
Indeed. And welcome to discernment.
I need something. For each night's lodging, 1 page.
Why the fuck can you hear it twice?
There are 83 pages.
My dear boy. Calm down. You sound
Really
insane.
hid my thesis somewhere to get it tonight. I talk him into giving me the whole thing.
Monty!
He's done a great
Now
job
it sounds
of talking
normal,
things so
my
far.
dear boy JF.
Well,
Indeed.
was but a trifle.
Wearing any of my things.
I have a plan.
A lovely, delicious trifle. A trifle to me is rather a lovely dessert.
Stefan, my dear boy, you've done it again. Bravo.
That's really good.
And thank you, Dirk. We'll play you another Einstein quote after the movie trailer is finished playing.
I find him to be one of our most quotable intellectuals.
Who's that?
Well,
Are you a student?
Why, Albert Einstein, my dear boy.
Oh, is he considered indeed an intellectual in
he
this
was
day
one
of
of the
age?
most intelligent people of all time, and we do love him here on the Go Off King stream, the smartest stream on Twitch.
I would simply posit a theory of my own with regard to one Alvin Einstein's
My pants.
Alvin?
intelligence.
Wet poo-poo in my pants.
If you don't mind,
Alvin Einstein?
if you don't, well, that's
Moira Kelly.
what we knew him, the old chap, as on the ball field.
If we got to know each other, we'd hit it off famously.
Oh, I see. A sports ball, perhaps. Huh?
Albert Einstein.
How stupid.
He was rather more into his books.
My good friend Alvin Einstein, and I'll play one of his many smart quotes from our good friend Alvin Einstein. Indeed. Yes.
I remember.
Do you remember where you were when he said this to us, JF?
I remember him.
I believe you had just finished sucking Einstein's dick.
Well, I was wiping Einstein's cum off of my face, and I recall him He had a notebook,
Joe Pesci as a scholar
and he
of the
seemed to be
streets.
sketching almost some idea. I remember if memory serves, I wiped my mouth off and stood up, and I could see in his notebook he had written,
As a scholar of the streets.
"Imagination equals question mark." Sort of,
Ah.
he was almost in the early the process of germinating this seed of thought.
I
Germinated
believe.
a seed, all right.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. I do believe he he came up with his famous theorem, E equals MC squared. He was struggling to figure out what MC stood for, and then after you made him ejaculate, he realized it stood for man's cum.
Happy to be a part of history as always.
And welcome
Eating
back. Really
equals
big
man's cum.
Eating a man's cum twice.
I
Alvin
guess
Einstein,
I
welcome.
suppose that's what the light bulb was over his head in the throes of ecstasy. I thought I flattered myself. I thought maybe I had taken him to peaks he had never reached before with my.
Okay. Okay. You can't do that.
Well, actually, it looks like they can.
It looks like they can, and they did.
Indeed. PhD in wanking. Welcome. Thank you. Apes
Tighten up
together.
those filters.
Shuggy. Indeed.
PhD in wanky. Yeah, that's what I call a philosophy PhD.
All right.
Joe Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
No need to
Chairman
single
Powell.
out specific degree. A lot of people find that.
And thank you, Patrick. Yes.
I do think
Indeed.
chocolate can be erotic.
Chocolate can be quite erotic. Of
course it
I
can.
remember where I was the day that famous apple fell upon Alvin Einstein's head. He had to go to the hospital, and actually he died from it.
Yes, of course. But our
More
friend,
tragic.
instead of saying "ouch" or "oh," he said,
As a scholar of the streets.
That makes me have an idea, he said. Before collapsing, yes.
Wit, welcome. Thank
But
you.
you said
friend
you
by
remember
Whoopi.
where you were.
European sheep.
You'll never
Yes.
forget where you were. Where you didn't, but you didn't say where you were.
Joe
I
Pesci
was
as a scholar
in the
of
library.
streets.
My good friend JF, studying and learning as one does.
And
And I looked out the window. I saw the apple fall on his head. And actually, this is sort of people think it was just a small apple. It was, in fact, the entire tree fell over and crushed him, killed him
all right,
almost instantly.
somewhat misleading to even say that an
indeed.
apple
Yes.
fell on
course.
his head.
Yes, and then that's of course how he invented gravity. Indeed.
"That was me. It was my pussy." Kind of
Professor.
wondering how did she do that?
Professor. My word. Professor.
Sorry, I don't know who said that. I think there was some sort of lout in here briefly.
No.
Joe Pesci
Disgusting.
as a scholar of the
We
streets.
do have some things we need to get to.
And Stephen Hawking did 9/11. Welcome. Thank you, Anonymous. Now, I don't think that's true.
I just wanted to introduce the idea of our experiment and where we'll be going with our experiment, which is to new scientific heights. So we're very excited about that.
Heights or weights, JF, if you will.
Well, we'll see if I will or not.
Indeed.
We do have some educational material tonight because this is a smart stream, and what do smart people do other than become more educated over when they have time to do it?
Huh.
Wow. With that,
Indeed. Well, they watch videos on YouTube, I believe. It's called doing your own research.
I believe that's right. Yes, I have some here. Now, don't worry. This is just an optical illusion. We're not actually being squished.
I believe our good friend Professor. Sorry, what was your name again?
Professor Indeed.
Professor Indeed is showing off her latest invention, the loud keyboard.
You fucking.
As a scholar of the streets.
How does it work, Professor?
It's going to revolutionize everything. It's going to change the world. And actually, it will also. One of the first things it'll do is help streamers crop sources before they transition to that source.
Indeed.
Well, sounds like
thank you
the
for all
headlines of tomorrow are already being written as we speak.
Thank you for all the headlines, everyone. And Stephen Hawk Tuing, welcome. Thank you, the Paranoid Office Party. Of course,
my
I
name is
don't get that
Professor
reference.
Indeed. I'm Professor Indeed.
Thank you,
Professor Indeed.
Professor
Thank you,
Indeed.
Professor Indeed. Now,
Indeed.
now, Professor JF, I simply must know, where did you find... Well, hold on a second.
In fact,
Let's listen to this.
comedians in particular score higher on IQ
Thank you, Mr.
tests.
Hutful.
That's because humor involves not only processing information, it takes finding the odd angle and perfect timing, as well as higher verbal intelligence.
Verbal intelligence, indeed. One of the best kind of
indeed.
intelligences. Right up there with artificial for me.
I simply must know, Professor JF, where in the fuck did you find that extremely loud newspaper sound effect?
That, my dear boy, was in the Library of Congress.
One of the most famous libraries in the world, and therefore one of the greatest.
It's the only place I read
second
books.
home.
Yes, yes. Oh, I've seen you there many a night burning the midnight oil as we both read some of the most largest books in the whole entire library there.
But of course, we're all studying using the classic like green lamp that they have.
Yes,
smart
yes.
people.
Banker's lamp, I believe.
Indeed.
It's called, and which is funny because, of course, it's in a library.
The green lamp, yes, the green lamp.
Indeed.
Oh, the green lamp, yes.
Green is the color of smart.
Indeed.
I read that in a periodical at the Library of Congress.
It looks like Spider-Man has fucked my ass.
Interesting. And how did you deduce that one?
Well, I turned around and he was fucking my ass.
Empirical evidence.
Hypothesis.
Mhm,
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it is those things which are closest to our eyes that are hardest to see. And
Indeed.
some people have eyes in their assholes.
That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I'm actually mad. If it's close to your eyes, doesn't it seem, but this is a bit of just academic repartee, doesn't it seem that if it's close to your eyes, what we used to see, you'd be able to see it quite well?
Imagine, my dear boy, that you awaken after a long slumber and all you see before you is some brown. You don't know
Okay, normal. Yes, continue.
Sure, certainly.
you don't know what it is.
Yes.
Well, I would simply deduce from not only the color, but the smell, my dear professor,
it's not that
I
type.
am indeed
It's not that type.
next to poop.
But it's only when you retreat a little and take in your whole scape.
My hole's
you're
here
able to
too.
see that
Indeed.
the brown is a tree upon which you would not have been able to tell when you were right up next to it because it's just brown.
The very tree that killed our dear friend Alvin Einstein.
Oh, Alvin! Look out!
I wasn't able to say that because I was looking at a book.
Joe Pesci,
of course.
And what was that fateful book on that fateful day you found so stimulating you couldn't save our dear friend Alvin?
Well, Professor Jeff, it was actually an instructional tome on how to find the legendary clitoris.
My dear boy, that is but a myth.
I knew it! I knew it!
God!
Oh God,
Mars! My dear boy!
my dear boy,
My dear boy!
my dearest boy.
My dear boy, Mars!
Quite unusual.
My dear boy, my dear moderator.
say.
Mars, I do say.
I say.
I say!
I say.
Indeed. The intelligence of this chat is only overtaken by the generosity. Professor JF and Professor Indeed. That's what I always say.
I say. I must say I propose a new theory.
Indeed.
If you'd allow me to
indeed.
gesticulate wildly, I propose that every dollar pledged by an individual chatter tonight correlates to one IQ point.
But if I may interject, JF, I believe this is the combined IQ of the chat. So, well, over 500 is indeed a staggeringly high IQ.
An impressive quotient, no doubt.
There are over 1,000 ladies and gentlemen in the chat with us. So, indeed, actually rather low.
Well, on average.
First time chat.
Oh, and welcome, Bazooka Monsoon. This is what we normally stream. That was something very different for us.
Those were two different guys. They just look the same.
Well,
this is in fact the average Go Off King stream.
We were taken by a fit of pique, if memory serves, and
It's sort of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation.
Indeed.
But it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Pickle.
Indeed.
blaze your glory.
And Bazooka Monsoon, welcome. Thank you, Shrimp Cocktail. Now, Mars, thank you again. So we can't thank you enough.
So kind.
Sincerely, thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Spence, as well. For the 501, which I believe
y'all's
is
dumbest
actually
idea.
for
Why would that be our dumbest
name
idea?
change night. But why don't we give Spence a preview of an interesting man we found online, JF? I believe his name is Peeping This Out, I believe is his name.
Great punch up.
Yeah.
It makes it so much smaller.
Suck my fucking cock. Idiotic numbskull, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous.
God damn it.
Indeed.
Seems to be something wrong with the button that makes stuff happen.
Oh, but I should so like to peep something out, did you say?
What the fuck?
JF, the button that makes stuff happen, are you talking about my beloved clitoris?
Ha!
Back in those books again, I see. Well, I may have to... Stefan, my dear boy, you've done it again. I don't know. Bravo.
And where is Kiki? Welcome. Thank you, Anonymous. Why don't I go get my beloved feline Kiki?
Hey everyone, it's Joe for Joey Super Kid.
Just making
Indeed.
sure these work.
I think I remember seeing him at the last conference.
Jesse, I pooped my pants. I went poo-poo in my pants.
This one shouldn't have fucking been on here. This is supposed to be Smart Night, and it's not supposed to have any of that stupid
unclear
shit.
why that one is on there. Oliver, thank you so much for the gift sub too. Of course, one of our favorite subjects, math.
One of the many
or
subjects.
as I like to call it, moth.
Any particular reason?
That sounds smarter.
Right.
No, indeed.
Of course, when I was at Oxford,
we are streaming.
People tended to call it
logging in right
moths.
now. Make sure everything is moving along.
Moths.
Looks like we are.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on.
See that? That would be pretty awesome. I've done both versions of it. Literally, I think 2 or 3 versions at this point. I would think that they're.
I believe
pretty
he's talking about sexual intercourse.
Yes. Well.
No.
Well. 2 or 3.
I don't trouble myself with such things.
Let's take our brainy dose. What do you say?
Indeed. Turkitim, 66 months. Welcome back. Thank you
My
so
dear
much.
boy, I've already had my brainy dose. I wouldn't want to overdose.
Mars, thank you again. We should reveal what the experiment is. It's going to be happening next week here on the stream.
Of course.
And thank you to our good friend Patrick for the newspaper. And thank you again to Mars and to everyone, really. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, yes.
Next week, our good friend, Professor Dog Boner, came up with an idea.
Next week, he came up with it.
Next week, he came up with an idea 4 years ago. And what that idea entails, JF, is something quite intelligent indeed. And I believe some of you in the chat maybe know what it is.
Well,
you can almost call it Smart Night too because of how smart of an idea it is, JF. JF, please explain.
Well, it's a tradition that that stretches back into antiquity with some of the Charles Darwin, some of the greatest minds of our time, Pliny the Elder, all of our
Alvin Einstein
himself, all of the wonderful observers of our natural world. What brought them all together but a love for what they could find, what they could hold, and what they could measure, dear boy.
Measure?
Sometimes you say it like that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So
maybe at the University of Arkansas.
A prestigious university.
Yeah, if you're stupid. Stupid university.
Okay.
Thank you, old man spreading butt.
Doesn't matter. So, anyways,
Huh.
we'll be doing rock weighing night
Indeed.
next week on the stream. Thank you to everybody for making that happen. We will be, we'll be gathering rocks. Step one, gathering
of various sizes.
We're talking. I mean,
Joe Pesci
big,
as a scholar
Small.
of the streets.
medium. Well, anything you could imagine, really, when it comes to rocks. And
Indeed. Welcome back, the loquacious freestyler.
we'll be putting them through their paces. That's right. We'll be looking at them, of course.
Yeah, indeed.
And
You can buy a really large rock on Amazon for
One of the most famous rivers in the world, of course.
yes, and quite long as well.
Thank you, Slabs. That's maybe the best
really
one yet.
good.
Indeed.
That's so good.
Why are we weighing these rocks? Well, what I believe we're going to be doing is you in the chat will be guessing what these rocks weigh. And JF, I believe we should do this. Whoever gets the most rocks correct or the closest, the most guesses closest to the correct answer, will win some sort of prize.
How about a rock?
Okay, you can buy.
We will mail you a rock.
You can buy a ton of lava boulders from Southern California for $570.
Ah, indeed.
Oh my God! Inflation fights a sale, $299. So you still make a profit if you bought a ton of rock and then weighed it.
I'll probably just find some in the yard, but it's a tempting offer.
Don't you mean the garden, my dear boy?
The garden, yes.
But yes, next week, in a half a fortnight from now, and no, I'm not talking about the video game that some of you love to partake in.
And what, my dear boy, is a video game?
Why, it's one of the most popular pastimes in the world, Professor. Indeed, I'm surprised you don't know about it.
I don't have.
Well, I don't trouble myself with such things.
Indeed.
Add it to the list.
I have not had occasion to watch many video games being played. I've certainly never picked up a controller, I guess you might call it, on my own. The only video game I can ever remember seeing was on this very website. I watched a rather tall gentleman playing a video game in which the goals seemed to be to sexually harass some very young women, and it seemed quite droll.
And welcome, Videos Game. Thank you, Anonymous. And Careless Servants Pro, welcome back as well, my friend.
Now,
I believe I've seen a video game on this very website as well, JF, and it was being projected on the buttocks of an attractive female.
Okay, that's really nice. I have just got to go get my dinner. I'll be back in 1 sec. Don't start the video.
What could be for dinner over at Professor
my dear boy, it is,
Indeed's?
of course, clever eggs.
Clever eggs.
Clever eggs.
Thank you so much.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Normally we'd be eating dumb eggs. Is that the implication?
I mean, is that the implicate? What? Psychotic.
I don't know what she's talking about.
What is she? Can you just act? Can you?
Clearly, she's taken this. She's like gone off the deep end. Like,
can you mute her? Like this is insane.
Well, no, she's
the bit is that we're supposed to be smart. We're not eating clever eggs.
You don't have any idea some of the text she's been sending me about tonight. Like it's some of the most unhinged, like craziest shit you have ever heard anyone. I didn't know she had it in her. Like, is she like? I don't know. Is she like?
No, it's crazy. It's
like straight out like a true crime show. Like what she's saying she'll do to me if this doesn't go off.
Like we've hit the goal. I'm almost down to just end the stream here. And just be like, the computer stopped working or whatever.
Well, the other thing is we have to like cut all contact too. Like I can't talk to her anymore after this because it's gonna be like this.
Well,
whole
she's
thing.
in the group. Do we start a new group chat? Like what's going on?
Dude. Yeah, we have to start a new fucking group. Are you kidding?
Clever eggs? Like what?
I have to get a new phone. I can't fucking talk to her anymore. She's fucking scary.
The clever eggs thing. At first, it just like. It pissed me off, and now I'm just kind of like, worried. Like who says that?
Now I'm scared. Actually, I'm legit scared. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand why you would say that.
I don't know.
I really don't get it.
Well, it's told me I need to get back in the gym. So because I can't like be walking around all the time thinking like I'm gonna get fucking brained by some lady who's just on her last, like the last bit, the last little string of sanity she had, and she just finally plucked in. Now it's like now I'm in the crosshairs, right?
I think if she had said the clever egg thing to us, like if she had cleared it with us,
yeah,
we probably wouldn't have allowed it. But I think the fact that she didn't even try clearing it with us is it's just beyond the pale.
Well, it speaks to how little she thinks of us, which it's
honestly disgusting.
I'm
like
really,
I feel sick. I feel sick.
I'm really scared. I'm really scared.
Professor Indeed. Are you enjoying those clever eggs?
Back.
We do so love
Hello.
The bit of the clever eggs.
The clever eggs themselves?
You're still talking about the clever eggs?
We simply
not if you don't want us to.
It's so droll, so entertaining, so hilarious. The clever. How did you think of clever eggs?
I had no need to think of them, my dear boy, because I had ordered them from the restaurant.
Ordering eggs from a restaurant.
Are you guys talking shit? People in the chat saying you were talking shit. What were you saying?
I believe we missed a gift sub from Witch and Heat. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Pissplay.
That must have been it. Dr. Pissplay. Welcome back.
Scrolling through the chat now.
And this sucks so much. Ugh, welcome. Thank you, Evil Bin Laden. Indeed.
Someone says you're cutting me out of the group chat.
Well, we would simply never do that.
I don't even know how to do that. I'd have to have my nephew tell me how to do that.
People were really mad about Clever. I thought Clever Eggs was funny.
It was.
As did I.
We loved it.
Some people in the chat thought less of it than we did.
Well, and they've been dealt with harshly.
Of course, indeed. Thank you, Cub.
I feel my intellectual powers fading.
Well, this has raised the collective
Joe
IQ of the
Pesci
chat
as a scholar of the streets.
Well, that's always good news, my dear boy.
Indeed.
Joe Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
This damn coding continues to befuddle.
Indeed.
There must be something I can do. I need to use all my brain power all at once.
Joe Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
The rest of your thesis is as intelligent as you are.
Indeed. Entrum, welcome back.
Coram ipsum dolor sit
streets.
Consectuor epistemi sed unius cod in tempore insididunt ut labore et dolore magna aliqua.
Harvard doesn't have any standards left. They let in anyone who's bright.
But all it took was one little slip.
This isn't just some term paper, this is my life.
To bring him face to face.
Now, of course,
with reality.
in real life, they would never allow this man into Harvard, of all
Joe
people.
Pesci as a
he looks dirty.
One page.
There are 88 pages, and
That's right, JF.
Professor Indeed, did you ever, were you ever at Harvard?
You really hit my
How dare you? Of course you know that I'm a gay.
As a scholar of the streets.
You've done a great job of talking into things
Of course. I thought perhaps you were duly admitted.
I have a plan. And
I was actually duly
Get him disability
admitted
benefits, all right?
after my application.
EFGHIJ.
Do you have
Duly.
evidence of birth?
I'm sitting here.
Warner Brothers presents
indeed.
Joe Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
Are you a
I mean,
student
that's quite good. I am able to click the links. I think JF can't click the links in OBS
Gives four students
for whatever
a
reason.
to open their hearts.
If a woman is
I believe even gentlemen as smart as we are unable to figure out OBS.
This technology will be the death of me. I think I
Interesting. I find technology to be quite simple.
Joe Pesci.
I believe you may be glancing into a mirror, Professor.
With honors.
I knew once we got to know each other, we'd hit it off.
Now, hold on a sec. I think you just insulted me.
Indeed.
Can we watch the video?
Of course.
Of course.
I really want to get my brainy dose.
We simply must.
12 genuine signs of intelligence. Have you ever encountered someone who really wanted everyone to think they were smart? And whether they were using big words or just flaunting their nerdy hobby, it was quite obvious that they weren't as bright as they tried to appear. While smart individuals are more...
Why are they saying this? Why are they saying if you use big words and stuff, you're maybe not that smart?
Yeah, if they say anything about saying, my dear boy, we are fucked.
That's not right, is it? It's not right. This is the fake part of the video?
It's fine to say, my dear boy. It's okay to say indeed.
Okay, good.
I sometimes have trouble figuring out which part of something is real and which part of it is fake.
If only there were a game we could play.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, game. Huh. How trifling.
Well, no, it's not trifling.
A trifling game.
Quite trifling indeed.
And the guy who came up with it
Trifling
isn't trifling either, so.
I think he should be killed.
likely to believe that they aren't particularly smart. Less intelligent people are prone to overestimate.
More intelligent people wear corded bracelets.
Yes.
One of the signs
Yale.
of intelligence. Yeah, yes, probably in the Yale colors, burgundy and one of the other ones, I guess, probably.
Yes, burgundy and azure.
That classic combo.
Meet their competence. Intelligence is indeed something that a lot of people wish they had.
Now that's... Do you agree with the three of us so burdened as we are by our intelligence? Do you find jealous glances when you walk down the street?
Indeed, JF. And this man here looks quite stupid.
Okay, someone just posted in my Discord saying, this is really annoying. There is a Discord for that. You've told the wrong people. You have misdirected your ire.
Indeed.
As a scholar of the streets.
Dunning-Kruger show. Welcome. Thank you, Anonymous.
Well,
now, of course, this person in Discord, was it? I believe. They did complain that I was saying indeed too much, and so what that is going to result in is me saying it about 1,000-fold more. Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
And many others attempt to fake. However, there are certain things in life you simply...
I'm that guy. That's me.
Oh,
my dear boy, that is also me, JF.
A wonderful cardigan. Perhaps did you purchase that from the store of intellectuals, Kufandi?
I might have had a discount code or two I could take advantage of over at the Kufandi shop. Yes, well, what of it? Nothing wrong with that. Supporting a local brand. I don't see.
I was telling our good friend Professor JF before we started streaming here live to all of our friends in the chat that his current outfit quite resembles Cousin Eddie from a film I saw. I believe it was called Christmas Vacation.
Shut the fuck up. I don't fucking look like Cousin fucking... I'm gonna get a fucking soda. Shut up.
No, he doesn't look like Cousin Eddie. He looks like he's running gambling on a riverboat.
No, I fucking don't, dude. This is a classy fucking outfit. Shut up. You guys fucking piss me off. Fucking piss me off for the last fucking time. You can fucking sit here with a fucking soda.
Indeed.
I say.
No, well, Stefan, I'm sure that you have often found that those who are too blind to see the truth might get angry when you say it to them.
What?
I believe it was Oscar Wilde that said those who are too blind to see the truth often get angry when you say it to them.
What are you saying? What?
My dear boy, perhaps you also are not ready for the wit of Wilde.
Indeed. I believe that is Professor JF's jalopy.
Honk honk, my dear boy. Honk honk.
A fucking grape soda to calm down.
Professor JF, may I leave and fetch something to imbibe upon?
Of course, my dear boy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, indeed.
Certainly, certainly.
Of course, if I were to have said that, being an intellectual such as myself, I would probably have said something like, may I go find something to suck on?
Yes, Professor Stefan, please.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's not really eggs, by the way. It's pasta.
Well, look, it looks fucking amazing. He is like fucking,
Store.
he's out of his mind tonight. I don't know what's going on with him.
I don't know either.
But he's like this hat thing where he said like, I want to wear my smartest hat. And I go, what do you mean you're smart? It says hat. It's not even, what's smart about the hat? It makes no
Nothing
fucking
smart about Hat Pack.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Famously, quite a stupid podcast,
Those guys are dumb as rocks, and we all know it. We can see it and hear it. I mean, look at their eyes. I mean, you've seen them in person. They're just glazed over.
Nothing going on up there.
Dead eyes. And that's who he thinks is smart. Like, that's who he wants to fucking emulate, and it's fucking pathetic. Like, he's impotent, and he's
what it is it's clout chasing. That's what it is.
Oh, welcome back, my dear boy. Are you, do you care to join us for a more education, stimulating education?
My dear boy, I have something you could stimulate in my pantaloons.
Oh.
Of course, I'm referring to my small penis.
The Professor's Gambit.
Evil Bin Laden, thank you for the gift sub to 911 6969 6969.
Here are 12 of them. Number 1, insatiable curiosity.
Ah, yes, of course. Yes, well.
Pretending to know everything is impressive
Long
and
have I
makes you
said
look
this.
smart. However, it's the ones who admit they don't know everything who are the brightest.
Smart. Long have I yearned to see the shores of Valinor.
Have you been looking at the? You've been watching Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been browsing the fan Wikia page as you do it?
No, not really. I've done a bit of googling, but that's a good idea. I'll check out the fan Wikia page for Lord of the Rings.
And now, of course, those of us and people in the chat may not be aware of this. Lord of the Rings, the film, was indeed quite a series of novels before the film.
Actually, I believe it was one novel split into 3 volumes, Stefan.
Otherwise known as 3 novels. Indeed.
Perhaps if you went to Princeton.
Indeed.
Yeah. With the rest of the, dumb guys.
Fuckheads, yeah.
It's not just because it displays humility. It's also because it shows their interest in learning new things. Truly intelligent people ask insightful questions and spend hours researching new and exciting topics.
Absolutely. Just like we do every night here, right? Look, I mean, we're doing it now.
Quick, what's the last topic you researched?
Today or another time were you asking about it?
No, just the most recent one as of right now.
Better to shave pubes in shower or above toilet?
Hotly debated.
Indeed.
And the conclusion?
Let it grow out.
Quite so.
Indeed. Professor JF, you made quite a frightening sound just now.
My burp stinks.
As a scholar of the
Hypotenuse, welcome. And welcome to the intelligence community. Thank you, Father.
Quite so.
Indeed.
As a result, they continue to learn throughout their lives. Number 2, open-mindedness.
And now,
Too many people take.
Pause the video for a second, JF. You may be wondering, now, why did he laugh after hearing number 2? Well, some people refer to number 2 as that brown substance we know so well as feces, JF.
I recently engaged in a thought experiment whereupon it was proposed to me that I was staring very closely at poop right next to my eyes, and it was almost my senses were almost taken away from me in a way where it was difficult to determine, is this in fact, poop from an ass? It was a difficult riddle to divine, but in the end, I believe I was able to conquer the poop riddle.
Indeed. Indeed.
I need to be clear that it wasn't a poop riddle, and I didn't intend it to be a poop riddle. I really was trying to describe a tree.
And that's the...
I went poo-poo in my pants.
And that's the...
Perhaps we can remove that alert.
It's rather unbecoming, isn't it?
Indeed.
I don't...
And conjunctivitis, welcome. Thank you. Ashing into own drink.
Has JF or Stefan ever been in a library? Yes, of course, my dear boy. They have public restrooms. That's...
Consider the tetrapod. If you were listening earlier to the stream, you would have known that I was in the very library you refer to when my good friend Alvin Einstein was crushed by an apple tree. And
that's right.
Explains
and
your
of course,
accent, yes.
The library is a place where you can look at porno on public computers.
Or as I like to call it, pornography.
Joe Pesci.
Well, I like to save time so that I have more time to do my math equations.
Indeed.
Pride in what they believe. And they often associate their sense of self
on here.
The world's smartest dog is Lil Pimp.
Welcome, Lil Pimp.
Thank you, Queen.
To the stream.
Why did that fucking stay up there for 10 seconds?
Poopy Nuts 69, welcome. Thank you. Spread flaps and coin fell out.
Okay, I don't know what that one said.
No, worry about that.
Indeed.
With their rigid point of view, intelligent people tend to be more objective because they look at a situation from different perspectives and make an effort to really understand it before making...
Intelligent people don't have opinions, correct?
Interesting, Dooster was saying no polyglots on the stream. It's actually smarter to only know one language because then you can focus all of your brain power towards that one language. Indeed.
Absolutely, yes. Waste extra brain space knowing the Spanish word for meat.
Indeed. And so long to our friend Rocky. Now you may be wondering, how does he know that Rocky is posting on the Everything Now show account? Well, that's due to my intelligence, of course.
Quite so. Quite so.
Smart cousin check. Welcome. Thank you, cousin, my landlord.
Professor Libby, do you often find it
Professor Indeed, I believe was her name.
Professor Indeed.
I was remembering the word library earlier, which is why I was...
similar to Libby.
In many ways, yes.
Indeed.
So what I intended to say was Professor Indeed, but I got caught. I was tripped up once again with my passion for libraries.
Of
and
course,
that's why I stumbled
completely.
and said, Professor Libby library. Yes.
Library.
But I must continue. Professor Indeed, do you ever find it difficult to hold space in your mind for both your English accent and your American accent? Do you find that sort of makes it difficult for you to, talk even?
A valid question, but of course I have no trouble holding space for any amount of information in my brain, which is very vast, perhaps impossibly vast, vaster than the universe itself.
Well, when I hear the term holding space, I do think of our beloved Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who I believe is holding the entirety of space in his wonderful, loving hands.
I did not know you were a religious man.
My pants. I went poo-poo in my pants.
I'm Catholic.
Quite so.
And welcome Flowers for Algernon.
Never could finish that book.
Making a judgment. While this doesn't mean they are gullible or easily swayed to change their views, they definitely aren't afraid of exploring new concepts and ideas. Number 3, being the silent type. There are many misconceptions about quiet people, like being antisocial,
Professor
socially
JF,
awkward.
does that say 6.4 million views?
Yes, explains the intelligence of our world, doesn't it?
Yes, I think I shall be killing myself.
The smartest decision of all, Professor.
Professor JF, might we read some of the comments on this video?
Indeed.
I do so love to engage with the intellectual debate of my peers.
Indeed. Creationist Gamer, welcome. Thank you, Turpin for Prez. And thank you, Dirk.
Let's see here. Zach Horde says every single person that watches this is thinking, yeah, that's me.
Indeed. I know I'm thinking that. Actually, I'm thinking about many other things at the same time because I am able to hold numerous concepts in my head at once. Indeed.
No simple ape, are you?
Well, Professor, indeed, this actually may come as a surprise to you. I am actually an ape.
Now how so, my dear boy?
Well, I believe I read this in a book in the library before my friend Alvin Einstein was killed by a tree, and I discovered within that book I am indeed an ape.
In the book you were reading in the library when Albert Einstein died, you read that you were an ape.
The book was called "You Are an Ape."
Yeah.
I actually just read the cover of it, and that's all I needed.
Sometimes I find you really can't judge a book by that.
Quite so.
Indeed.
Something of a speed reader myself.
Yes.
I generally don't even pick up the book, and I can tell you basically what's in it. Just
Origin of Feces, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous. That's quite droll, of course. Now, you may not get that reference, but feces is otherwise known as poop.
Well, the origin would be my asshole, wouldn't it?
That's where the poop comes out, JF.
But Jesse, this is quite the intellectual conundrum because can one really say that the origin is the asshole, or perhaps the colon, or the large intestine, or even the mouth, or the food itself?
Where does the poop begin?
I won't stand for this. I won't sit here and be lectured about there being poop in my mouth. The idea of it, frankly, absurd.
When does the food become the poop?
Food equals poop.
Well, the poop is made of food, and yet we eat food, but yet we would never eat poop. Maybe some of us would, and it's totally fine. It's whatever you do behind closed doors. I have no problem with that. But
it seems like some of the tables they make almost want a lady to sit on them. And John the Run, welcome back. 50 months. Here's a comment here from. Well, it's in the comments here of the video. It says, "Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad." And that's from DB Cooper. Interesting.
The famous criminal.
Well,
I found him. He's on YouTube.
I thought he was a podcast host.
All right.
Indeed.
Professor Jesse, I think you may have let one of your servants in. They got on the microphone.
Oh, I thought you saw my child behind me.
That would be so funny. Just keeping up with the bit and being weirdly cryptic about it. Just not being like,
That's interesting you bring up children, or as I refer to them, crotch spawn. Thank you, Dwayne's helper.
My dear boy.
Odd headline there. Won't be
Quite
resubscribing to that newspaper. Let's see. Well, we were talking about food, which, of course, eventually becomes poop.
But when? When does that happen?
That's
okay.
My dear boy, that's for another day in the great debate halls of the universities dotting this
indeed.
land. I think perhaps instead we should move on to a food review. Why not?
Reviewing food.
Yes.
What could be so intelligent about that, JF?
Well, I don't. But the food itself, of course.
Ah, indeed.
This isn't any. This isn't your.
What do you look like right now?
Jesus fucking
No
Christ!
filters.
What the fuck?
No makeup. Just the way you are. Right this very minute. Do it now.
Quite so. Seems perhaps that maybe one of those servants of yours didn't complete their audit that they were supposed to do.
Indeed. Well, I know there were several videos left that we had not looked at, and I theorized.
And several that you looked at twice, it seemed.
I theorized that perhaps that was one of those very videos, JF. No, indeed.
I find the round bottom of the woman to be perhaps one of the most intellectual parts of a human body.
Oh, indeed. I prefer the boobs.
Okay, YouTube. Today we're going to be reviewing this Black Capellan caviar from
caviar
Walmart. $4 caviar. Can you believe that?
Yes. Perhaps not quite so fine as the caviar you and I will enjoy on a typical night where you have caviar, which is...
or on caviar night. Indeed.
Well, caviar night, of course, would be a tremendous night to enjoy some caviar, I suppose. Professor, indeed. What's your experience with caviar?
Oh, my dear boy, my experience with caviar, I suppose, goes back to my days at Yale, where, of course, I was in a society that, well, I suppose I ought not to name it, but you might have heard of one of these secret societies. I shan't say any more.
Oh, yes. Well, maybe I've even been elected president of a few of them.
Ah, quite so, quite so.
I'm in one of those myself. Every summer, a bunch of us go into the woods and we suck each other off and fuck each other.
You're in a Yu-Gi-Oh club. You're not in a fucking secret society. It's different. Shut up.
And indeed, I should say Yale. I believe it's also known as Snail on account of how far behind you are the rest of us.
Snail.
Fuck.
Indeed.
Whatever, yeah, just keep playing the video.
Yeah, what are you fucking gonna say to that, huh?
No, I don't get anything. Just keep playing the video. I feel kind of sick now.
Can't believe that. I took some out on a spoon, put it on a cracker here from Nabisco.
Nabisco's finest.
Caviar. Well, it's not sturgeon caviar. As you can see, it is from a black capellan, which is a small, tiny little fish that lives in the ocean.
As many fish so often do, I find.
Ah, quite so. But then, of course, there are those that live in the rivers and the pond.
Yeah, but of course, climate change is rendering many of these rivers and lakes and oceans uninhabitable for the very fish we love to eat and see at the aquarium and research for science. And actually, I don't believe that because I'm a Catholic guy. I forgot. So.
Quite so.
No, indeed.
You almost, for a moment there, Professor, you almost sounded as if you had recently attended Snail University with some of those crackpot theories.
I would rather kill myself than go to Snail.
Quite.
Oh,
Proper,
quite interesting.
real caviar is
I
from the
noticed
sturgeon.
our friend Professor Indeed has typed a message into the chat, and yet there was no way to tell that was happening at all.
I don't feel very well.
What's wrong, Professor?
So I was feeling kind of stupid.
Was it the smart eggs?
I think maybe the clever eggs made my tummy gone bad.
Oh.
or maybe something about this stream is making my the egg that lives in your head.
I believe you're referring to the brain.
Yeah.
Brain, of course. Well,
hearts.
No.
Professor, I'm worried about our colleague. She seems to be losing intelligence at a very fast rate.
She must have re-enrolled in Snail University.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
We have to find some way to get her intelligence back up so she can converse with the rest of us again. What do we do?
Well, Jay, if we could play the smartest game in the world.
Yes, I think I know to which game you are referring. The game of champions. Many times it's called. I'm stalling so I can put her on the screen. I don't have
Champions
her on the
League.
The game of kings.
Oh no, she's thinking about soccer. She's really
Champions League. We're going some Champions League.
She's going down fast. We have to get her intelligence back up.
Stupid. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
Let me just quickly.
I love footy.
Oh no!
Indeed, I am Michael Jackson.
This is more dire than I thought. Sorry, I have to. That's not part of it. I just have to burp because I had.
Seems like your old clever egg is also going wrong.
I just had some soda. I had some
soda.
I had some soda. I had a little bit of soda.
Professor Indeed has disappeared from. Oh no!
I'm simply flickering out of existence after your awful comments about Snail University.
Shrimp cocktail. Thank you so much. It's actually not this Sport of Kings we'll be playing. It's another game that kings enjoy. But even the lowliest peasant. Actually, no. This game is too smart for peasants. What am I saying?
What's going on?
A lot of stuff.
If you must ask. Professor Indeed.
Editing my video.
Oh, thank you, small poop, big butt.
Here.
I'm rather surprised JF did not forbid these videos from playing anymore on the stream, given what happened earlier.
Maybe I was doing something else, and you can get off of my asshole. I'm busy. I'm trying to do stuff. I'm trying to have a dice.
Of course, as we discovered earlier, is where the poop is.
Yes, the gateway. I'm feeling my old intellect coming back as I think about the question that has driven my whole career: is the asshole? Is the poop? Wait, is it poop when it goes in your mouth?
I believe our guests have arrived.
Our guests are here, Professor Indeed.
Thank you, small poop, big butt. Thank you, texting landlord. Thank you, Drew. I believe texting landlords. Oh, here we go.
It's nice to get
who is this gentleman?
Sometimes. But let's see what we got here. Let's do Timberlake. Timberlake's at
Is he listening to that or are we?
Wait, you put that in?
Chart.
Is he actually
Alex has a question about dating.
As a scholar of the street.
And like
is
I
he
was
listening
saying,
to that?
it's always good to have
crazy.
I don't know.
I'll give
Did somebody do that?
Is that an alert?
Otherwise,
it's gotta be an
Jamie
alert.
wants me to talk about the banning of TikTok. Emily,
Someone
what
must
do you
have
think
played an
about the
alert.
banning of TikTok? Cam!
Cam in the chat, everybody. Cam in the chat. Justin Timberlake, number 4.
Surely he's not. There's no way.
What?
Well,
Cam,
we didn't have to
everybody.
look at this. I think he actually is.
Corn in the multiplication table times, eh?
I'm gonna turn off Mickey now.
Turn off Mickey.
Kill the source.
What the fuck? He was listening to that.
That's crazy. How
The
did he
smartest
know?
song of all time. Incredible.
And he was in the past.
Well, that was fucking crazy.
How did that happen?
Indeed.
Is this something I did?
Mickey Lo!
No, now he's back to this.
Yeah, no, it was in the video.
Okay, that I did.
That's you.
This is
Indeed.
sometimes I'm even surprised by my own smartness.
Yes.
Quite so. Professor JF. Can we finish the caviar review? I need to find out whether I should buy this $4 caviar for my next dinner party.
Yes, of course. And
For the
then
Yaleys.
on to the games we will
and
go.
then on to the game, my dear boy.
Indeed. And JF, it looks as though you can actually connect the game we're going to be playing, to Twitch itself. My dear boy.
Well, by Jove.
By Jove.
What?
What?
This is really just roe fish eggs from the Capellan
Indeed.
fish. But, $4. Let's see how it... Now, I've never had real caviar, so I can't really compare this to real caviar for you.
I see a lot of brain pills on his dresser.
I can say whether it tastes good or not.
Must help.
Must help with the brain.
With having a brain, yes.
Indeed.
I think it's interesting that Michael Tracy has pivoted away from journalism.
It looks so much. Yes, he looks so much.
He looks so much like him.
So much like him. Yes, absolutely.
I will say this guy is much smarter and seems nicer than Michael Tracy.
Yep.
Quite so.
An interesting avant-garde angle.
Fishy?
Indeed.
It's salty.
Wait. What was the first tasting note?
I believe it was fishy.
It tastes fishy?
Really, it says it all, doesn't it?
Quite so. Quite so.
Were you hoping for something a little more or less fishy with your caviar for your dinner party?
Would you have any Grey Poupon?
That might be nice to go along with it, eh?
On the $4 caviar.
Perhaps a squelch of Grey Poupon on a saltine and a little
the oil that they cooked it in.
A little Walmart caviar.
Now who is this fucking freak?
That's.
Well, let's peep this out, I believe. Or peeping this out.
Peeping thus out.
Peep thus out.
Peep thus.
Peep thus out.
Peep thus out.
Thank you, small pooping
great.
Butt. Indeed.
Indeed, yes, quite so.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes. Indeed.
It tastes salty. It tastes like the ocean. Like I just got a mouthful of seawater at the shore. That's what it tastes like. It's actually pretty pleasant. I like the taste. Texture-wise,
JF, I think you need to host the game and invite me if you're going to connect it to Twitch.
Well, I don't know how to do any of that.
Crunch.
Well, if you go to options, it should give you an option to connect to Twitch.
Gentlemen, I must go and refill my bottle of smart water. Which is what I just call water because I'm smart.
Well, I'm smarter than you, and I call it smart H2O.
I fucking hell.
Say that. Fuck.
Well, I said it first. So
H2O.
H2O.
The fucking Twitch thing doesn't fucking work. I don't know how to fucking do it.
That's okay, JF.
I don't know how to fucking do anything on this.
JF, that's totally fine. I shall invite you to a game.
The grape soda's making me tired.
Indeed.
Best describer of tastes. But yeah, it definitely, a mouthful of seawater will taste the same thing. If you want to taste like your crackers fell into the ocean and you picked them right up right away and went, that's what it would taste like. It would taste like this. So, honestly, I actually recommend these because I like the taste. And so, from that point of view,
gentlemen,
these are
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, I thought maybe that was but a precursor to the remainder of a sentence.
My dear boy, sometimes the greeting speaks for itself.
Now, my dear boy JF, did you receive an invite?
Well, let's have a look. Where do you think that would go if we had it?
Why, JF, I believe it would simply go up your ass.
Okay, it says you were last online 1 week ago. Can you fucking get your shit together?
Why don't you suck me?
You're a piece of shit.
Fuck you.
And my dear boys, is this something I'm going to be able to see?
Of course.
Indeed. Thank you, texting landlord. Good night. And this is by our friend Dr. Jeb, and it's his birthday.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Quite so.
Salutations.
Salutations.
Yes.
And Thucydides, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous.
Oh, I remember him.
Of course. I believe we went to college with him, JF.
I believe we went to college with Thucydides. Yes.
Indeed.
Of course, I knew him in those days by a very different name.
Indeed.
Cornhole, we called him.
Why did you call him that?
Well, maybe I shouldn't say, but.
Oh, please.
But that was
Please. I would love to know why.
That was university those days, you know.
Indeed.
You fucking send me a fucking invite, I'm gonna go crazy.
I fucking sent you one. You're in the fucking game. You are in the game.
I'm in what? What are you talking about in the game?
You in the game. You're Scump too. It's your fucking turn. You're in the game.
What?
You're in the goddamn game.
I'm in the game?
You're in the game.
What if smart people were really like this, and that's why we haven't like cured cancer or whatever?
Oh, that might be it, actually.
Because they're saying, "No, you're in the lab." No, I'm not. You're in the lab.
And 2 labs next to each other on the phone. The fuck? I'm by the fucking thing. I'm by the fucking the thing. You pour it in.
It says it's open. I know.
That's very funny. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Who could forget these days of? Well,
indeed.
Well, this really. Whose turn is it, my dear boy?
I believe it is your turn, my dear boy, JF.
Should be quite interested to see what opening gambit. Ah, yes, it appears to be the eBay gambit.
Oh yes, well I learned it.
We were all on strike.
Thank you, texting around there. Good night.
All right, okay, there we go. Chico Langosta. Conversation.
I didn't mean to do that.
I was wondering what you meant by that. I saw, here's your ball cap. And then here's my ball cap. Oh!
This man appears to be quite the dullard.
Well, he's actually the smartest man in the whole world.
He actually appears to be quite young.
Well, I believe some of the most intellectuals of our time have once said that those who appear the dumbest are actually often the most smart.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes, of course.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Well, yeah. Perhaps Professor Indeed will regale us with some of her fondest chess memories.
Yes, of course. Well, as I was saying earlier, back at what I would call Yale University, despite what others on the call might have called it.
Snail University.
This is quite unnecessary and quite boorish behavior, actually.
Indeed.
The boorish behavior of a Harvard man.
Indeed.
I went to the University of Arkansas.
Chess and then we put the pieces up our asses.
Good show.
Oh, and the guys who did that stuff are all like the Secretary of State and stuff now, so that's cool.
Yes, I went to college with maybe you've heard of him, Pete Hegseth. Boy, we had some.
Indeed.
Good times.
Why is there a prediction on my shirt color?
Gambling is one of the most and smartest things you can do.
This is the sport of kings.
What does that mean? That was before the stream started. Okay, what an insane thing. That is crazy.
Classic Snaily.
What does that mean? Classic Snaily to wear a shirt?
To be an hour and 40 minutes late on a prediction for gambling.
Indeed.
Don't sigh like that. Don't sigh like that,
I didn't even go to Yale. You guys are being so mean.
No.
Of course, I know it as Snail University.
Where did you, Professor Indeed? Where did you go to school?
I went to. Why didn't I go to school?
Good math. Say no more. That's
Paris, L'École Paris. Probably Das Schule.
Yes.
Scotland University. Australia's cunt.
Yes.
I have so many degrees.
Of course.
You sound like but my dear thermostat.
And it's so dear to you.
Indeed.
JF, if I didn't know any better, I would have said you just spoke aloud the phrase, "You sound like butt." And as we discussed earlier, that, of course, is where the poop is found.
Indeed.
Yes.
My dear boys, does one ever think that perhaps it might be a little more enjoyable to be stupid than to be smart?
Well. I should hope never to have to.
Such as in the way that it is sometimes preferable to eat a burger than a filet mignon.
A burger?
What did you just say? What?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Somebody else came in here.
Ye gods, and says ye gods out loud. 39 months. Welcome.
Ye gods.
Ye gods.
Not Kaz in the chat says, "Is JF white?" Indeed, my dear boy, I am white. Yes.
Yes.
My dear boys.
Well reasoned.
Indeed.
My
I
dear
am also
boys.
white.
I'm really enjoying saying "my dear boys," just so you know.
It's really nice, isn't it?
I really like
nice,
my dear
yeah.
boys.
Yes. Indeed.
Now if it were me here in Scump's place, I might perhaps use one of my pawns.
Oh?
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Stop saying pawns! I have a different accent to you. That's how we say it. We just say pawn.
Why don't you take another crack at it?
If I say it the way that you guys say it, it's going to sound weird when I say it.
We might like it.
Par.
Indeed.
What? What was that?
Pawn. Pawn.
Yes, indeed.
We wouldn't say pawn. We'd say pawn.
Indeed.
What would you call the piece on the chessboard that's the easiest to lose? You would call that a...
It's a pawn. How would I say pawn? I would say pawn. They sound the same. Lots of words sound the same. It's not fucked up. I'm
like
just English.
What? Wait, like what?
Like deer and deer,
Joe
bitch.
Pesci as a scholar of the streets.
Intriguing duality. Welcome. Thank you, Bert. Yeah, indeed. Yes.
Intriguing duality.
Indeed.
Intriguing it is.
Yes.
Pawn. I'm moving my pawns.
Still doesn't seem quite.
I need to go to the store to buy pawns with my credit card.
Indeed.
I need to go to the store to buy porn with my credit card.
My dear boy, you don't need to go to the store for that.
I need to buy porn.
I need to buy porn.
I need to buy porn. I want some porn.
Need to buy porn.
I really want porn.
I'm 13-year-old Stefan. I need to buy porn. Time to steal my mom's credit card.
Mom, I'm going to buy porn.
Mom, I just heard about porn. I'm going to buy some.
Okay.
Libby, can you say poor? Yeah, poor.
What did you say paw or did you say poor?
Paw.
What are you saying?
P-A-W. P-A-W. I'm saying poor.
You're saying paw. I'm trying to help you, just to be clear.
There is something very annoying about being on the smart stream and then having to explain to a bunch of fucking Americans in the chat that people from different places say stuff different.
But you must agree that if they want us to take them seriously, they should start sounding like us. Don't you agree, Professor?
Indeed.
Indeed. Yes.
Indeed.
Quite.
Yes. Indeed.
They should. I'm all for a variety of cultural influences. I just think at the end of the day, anyone here should say Munster truck, just like I do.
Munster truck.
It's just one of my beliefs. I hold it very dear.
Indeed.
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 Whose turn is it, my dear boy?
I believe it is your turn,
Well,
Professor JF.
I'll just go then.
But of course.
How the fuck do you do anything in this fucking game?
The game is going quite splendid.
Oh, it's quite simple.
And I see on the table here that you guys have a copy of. Sorry, you fellows have a copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Well, we were
one
just
of the
we're just reading it.
most
Yes.
literate novels of literature.
I find it's quite a metaphor.
Yes, my dear boy.
Yes.
How so, my dear boy? Speak on that.
The Dracula is actually a vampire.
I say.
Quite the metaphor. Quite the metaphor.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Right?
Indeed.
Indeed. Quite
Indeed.
so.
Yes.
I must admit, I studied the book quite studiously to come to that conclusion, but at long last, I was able to wrestle from it the inference that really was there all along, that Dracula was his very self, teeth and all, but a vampire. So, it's with that I closed the book and moved on to much more difficult fare.
Yeah. Indeed.
The Prima strategy guide for Pokemon Blue.
A challenging tome, indeed. But quite illuminating.
Yes, quite so, quite so.
Quite so.
Indeed.
And how does one get Mew?
Well, he's under the truck outside the SSN, of course.
Quite so.
Indeed.
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 Indeed. Well, it seems we've reached checkmate.
Indeed.
And
I believe
who-
I should
and
I should offer you a draw, JF.
Just for people who can't see the screen, which one of you got checkmate?
Both of us.
Quite
Indeed.
so.
Indeed. Oh, yes.
Don't offer me a draw.
Indeed.
Don't say indeed.
Don't offer me a draw.
Don't offer me a draw. I'm trying to buy some porno. I want porn.
I'm trying to buy porn.
I need porn now. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What did you fucking do that for? Stop looking up moves.
I'm not looking up moves. I think that was the right thing to do.
What are you doing? Why are you looking up moves on the fucking thing?
God, this game sucks, huh?
It's fucking stupid. It should be fucking Fortnite instead. What the fuck?
Yeah, it should be Fortnite, Rocket League.
Shouldn't
Fortnite
this be
is sort of Fortnite. I have heard, my dear friends, Fortnite is the new chess.
You tried to get me to play nude chess earlier.
Okay, yes, I do. If I can, yes. If
That should have been the tip goal.
If I may, I did send JF said we should play chess on stream for Smart Night. I sent him sex chess as a joke, which is just straight up porno chess where the pieces are fucking each other, and then he bought it.
I thought it was like just sexy chess.
No, it's porno chess.
Interesting. Professor Smart Guy who can't read.
Indeed.
I was actually reading something else at the same time. That's why I was so
you had
confused.
your nose buried in Dracula by Bram Stoker.
I was just finishing it up.
Of course.
I couldn't wait to see who in the end was the titular Dracula. Seems as if that's one of the characters' names.
Yes, quite.
Very cleverly, Bram Stoker doesn't reveal that until the very end, which I found quite compelling.
Yes, indeed.
Whose fucking turn is it?
It's mine. I'm thinking.
Stop thinking. Just do it.
But I'm thinking.
Ugh.
I find the most satisfying games to be those with quite a large amount of thinking.
Yes. What are some of your favorite pastimes in games, Professor?
Well, of course, I do enjoy a cup and ball.
Jesse, I pooped my pants.
Okay, well,
I went poo-poo in my pants.
Cup and ball, you say?
Indeed.
I also enjoy to go poo-poo in my pants.
What a mess.
Yes.
What an absolute mess that must be.
to me, that is quite the most riveting of games.
The game within the game.
Shitting myself and saying, the game's afoot.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was literally exactly going to say that exact thing.
My dear boy, we have reached the symbiosis.
Oh, boy.
No, the pawn was the better move. Indeed. I would like anyone offering instructions to us in this game to keep in mind we're both equally
professors
good at this game.
Equal.
And so whatever advice you give really will not make a difference at all, although I do appreciate it.
Tanning Chatham says, my grandpa used to tell waitresses he was the titular head of the family because he thought it was funny. He's right. That was funny.
I don't know if I get the joke.
It's just a fucking stupid thing to say. It doesn't mean
he's got tits on his head.
Grandpa's just saying tit to a waitress and getting away with it. That's
tit
all.
to a waitress.
No.
Says tit to
Indeed.
waitress.
Says tit to waitress.
JF, my dear boy, it's your turn. Perplexing enigma. Welcome. Thank you, Neurofuzz.
Ah, yes.
Indeed.
Let's just. When is it all right to say tit to a waitress?
Age-old question.
Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Stinky verbs. Titian, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous.
I believe I shall be donning my my graduation cap at this moment.
Oh, that would have been a wonderful accessory for tonight's festivities.
Yes, I think I shall. I mean, as a Yaley, I'm quite proud of my graduation cap, and so I shall.
Many of them are.
Joe Pesci as a scholar
many.
of the street.
Night Corey, welcome. Thank you, NFL Slovenia official.
I shall be donning my cap.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
Ah, indeed.
Oh, the glasses are burning my face now. Oh my god. Hey guys, what's up? What's up?
Professor.
Hi.
Who's that?
What's become of you?
Don't know what you're talking about.
My colleague has turned into a boor.
Oh, did you say a boob? I'm bored.
I rather think our colleagues seem to be having more fun during our stream than we are.
Oh, guys, you know what we should play?
What?
We should play Cards Against Humanity. That shit is so fun, and it's like it's actually kind of crazy.
That makes me think.
How apropos.
How apropos.
How a poo poo? Yeah, I think you just sit on the toilet, mate.
Oh, it's disgusting. Oh. Professor.
How a poo poo? How
my lord?
How a poo poo? Fascinating theory.
Indeed. Yes.
Maybe that kind of makes me feel like maybe I should be thinking about poo poo stuff.
Poo poo is quite funny.
Yeah. Maybe I think.
Oh, someone wanted to see my hat. Hold up.
Maybe I think poo poo is kind of funny too. Poop. And boobs. That's kind of funny.
Wait.
The fuck? What is this? What the fuck is this?
Did someone just say boob?
What is this?
Hey, what is this crap? Somebody get this crap off the fucking thing. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about
poo poo.
Oh, this could be. Oh, I think
poo poo.
Poo poo. You gotta wait, buddy. When do you get to poo poo?
From my butt.
Dude. I guess.
Why I can't see? Why I can't see now?
Hang on. Let me put something on you can see. I think this.
Try rub eyes.
I think this will be. I think we can see this.
You better say it back. I don't say that shit to just anybody.
Like that, there's an archetype of guy that is, and it's like just insecure little boy.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've done for a man?
Well, first of all, like the Clinton situation, like, I knew that was happening and still was with him.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy?
Talk to her.
God.
Talk to her.
Talk to her.
Talk to her.
Talk to her.
Talk to her. Talk to her. Talk to her.
Spit on that thing.
As a reminder, Talk To is brought to you by Better Picks and their new 2006 lineups.
Better
If you like
Picks.
making sports more fun to watch,
I'm gonna check
and
it out.
making a lot of money, Better Picks might be right for you.
Booger
Better
Picks.
is the easiest way to win
Booger
2,000
Picks.
times your money. The NFL season is heating up.
Welcome
And I
back, Lord
promise you,
B.
there's nothing that makes these
Booger
games more
Picks.
exciting than having
Booger
a chance
Picks?
to win 2,000 times your
Booger
money while
Picks.
watching.
Whoa.
$10 to
You guys,
$20,000.
I gotta go.
No mind if I do.
Just by watching.
You're gonna go
football.
pee-pee?
Download Better and play Better
In the
Picks.
toilet.
Download Better. Welcome back to Talk To Her. Today's guest is Miss
Anybody
Brooke
won't bother
over
doing it in the
here.
toilet.
Can I
Just do
get
it all
clap?
around the floor.
It's just pee here wherever you
Then
want.
we got
Pray wherever
Jesse,
you
I
want. Just
pooped
come
my
pee
pants.
wherever.
I know you did.
My finger
I
for a
went
treat.
poo-poo in my
Partly, of
pants.
course.
I know.
And then Charlie.
Oh, it's all right, dude.
Hello.
It's all right.
Hello.
Just pop it back up
So what
there.
you doing?
Just stick it back in there with your fist.
Stick it back in there.
Nervous. I'm
Jam it up your ass.
What are you nervous for?
I just like never go on
That's where it comes
podcasts.
from.
It
I
comes
feel
from your ass
or
and your
other
mouth
podcasts
anyways.
that aren't mine. So I
Oh,
get like
so
we
nervous
don't
every
buy.
special.
We're the
I
easiest
know.
people
You
to
said
talk
you
to.
Viewers
Let's
gone
have some
down
wine.
since
I'm
we
like,
went
yes.
stupid.
What?
I feel like it's tradition. You have
Sorry.
to have wine when you're sitting in here, though.
I
What?
do, and I just like envisioned like me meeting you for the first time, and we had to be drinking.
What if
makes
there were
sense.
like
That does make
50
sense.
actual
Makes a lot of
professors
sense.
watching?
Besides the other night.
I
Say what? I
say.
don't know about
was
that.
scary.
I
That-
say.
I
Has
say.
anyone else ever invited you on like their podcast?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone on a lot of podcasts, but I haven't in like a long time, and I always drink before.
Yeah.
That's
no
so
matter
true.
what. I don't know why. I do it literally.
I always
as my
do the
job,
same
and
thing
I'm
as what she
still,
said
like,
that she
embarrassed.
did.
That's seems like almost maybe a problem.
Yeah. Nah, seems cool.
No. That's okay. Good question though. I gotta say, good question. Has anyone ever asked you to go on their podcast before? That's a really good question when you have a guest on your show.
Yeah. Is this your first podcast?
Does anyone have you ever
I'm drinking. I feel like I can yap away.
Me too.
Chelsea has a dog just like this one. Her name's Maggie.
I have a dog cat or cat dog, like a cat that acts like a dog.
That's okay.
That's so cute though. That's okay. Obviously, it's okay to do that.
That's okay is such a funny answer to that.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Like she just admitted to doing something really bad.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I'm a drunk driver. It's okay.
I'll
I
see where
also
you dress.
drove drunk to get here.
Me too. I was doing wheelies in my driveway.
I have to dress him in clothes.
I was doing donuts, but it made me so hungry. I had to go 7-Eleven.
He can really.
Oh,
he's only
yeah.
7 pounds, and he's so ferocious and horrible and awful, and I love him.
You dress him in clothes?
Yeah,
I've
like
never
he
seen
thinks he
anyone
can't
dress a
move because
cat.
cats are like scared to like he like topples over when he wears it. So if we need to like cook or something, we'll put his little Lakers jersey on.
I love that. I saw one where you put like a hat on him.
Wait, did someone pay out the prediction on what color my shirt would be?
Yeah, we need to make sure to do that because
But I mean, I'm wearing two. First of all, I'm wearing 2 shirts. So this is the shirt, and then I have a sweater. So which one are you gonna say it is? You know.
I thought you called it a jumper.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You've bloody got me sounding like a Yank, haven't you? You've got me sounding like a bloody Yank. What?
What?
Where am I from? Bloody Miami or something.
The pogging barrel.
Are you back to smart mode?
Pogging barrel.
All done my stream. All done my stream.
Oh, it's really. I forgot how slow it is.
Oh.
Thanks everyone. See you for Way of Rock night.
All done my stream. I'm sick of this filth and I need to get clean. All done my stream.